Hello, um, let me welcome you to this video broadcast, which I have titled Message to My Country, Nigeria. Particularly now that it appears there is a jostling for the political strategization against 2019. It is obvious that people are now getting ready, politicians are getting ready for elections. That is still about 2 years away. But we should accept that that is the way things operate, not just in Nigeria, but in many parts of the world where we practice democracy. But this broadcast focuses solely on Nigeria and on how we might be able to chart a new course for the political terrain in our dear country, Nigeria. So far, we have witnessed multi-party electoral system, and but I'm sure you agree with me that at this point in time, we can only identify a two-party system, similar to what we have in the US, the Democrats and the Republicans. In the UK, we have the Conservatives and the Labour Party. And in Nigeria, we have the PDP and the APC. Those are the dominant parties. But I have been thinking for a while that the mode of selecting candidates to represent our people has always been a process of the determination of the parties. It's the parties that conduct primaries from where candidates are selected and then presented to be elected by the generality of the people. So we actually don't have a choice of whom to vote for once the parties have presented their candidates to us. I hope I'm right in identifying the way the political structure in Nigeria works at the moment. And I haven't been thinking about this for a while, particularly considering the fact that the grassroots should actually be where the political power lies. I mean, if the general populace are meant to vote for the politicians who are meant to be leading us, then we hold the power. But unfortunately, you don't hold the power when you have been given candidates to vote for, not candidates that came out of the community consensus. And in the light of this, I've been thinking, and I thought I came to a conclusion whereby communities could actually have a consensus as to whom they will want to lead them, whom they will want to guide them in their quest for community development. And I concluded that we could actually, as a community, have what I have called a community representative system, whereby anyone may nominate anyone from the local government to the state. Then talking about the House of Assembly, State House of Assembly, and then National Assembly, the Senate, the governors, and even to the president. And this is how we can do it. Anyone may identify somebody who may be regarded as a community champion. A community champion in the sense that someone who is well known in their community, someone who, without looking to gain anything in return, has been identified to be helping in the community in one way or the other. Somebody who is well known for his volunteering and altruistic activities, using his own resources to make the community a better place for everyone. So somebody may decide to nominate such a person as a potential candidate to represent that community. And it's not just one person nominating. Another area of the community might see differently, having their own community champion whom they would like to nominate. So let's see how we could nominate a number of community champions, and then let's have the community primaries. Now, once the community primaries take place, obviously somebody will come out tops and others will be runners up. Now, once the community decides that that is the person we want to lead us, either as councillor or as chairman of the local government or the members of the State House of Assembly or even the governor, that is it. That is a consensus candidate that everybody in that community who has been part of the initial nomination and the election would have to vote for. Prior to that person now being presented as the community representative, there will be a contract. There will be a contractual agreement between the candidate and the community that will be in writing. And it is going to be such that there will be clauses. The most important of them is the power to recall. If it is identified that this community representative has engaged in anti-community activities or has decided to be enriching himself as against coming to the community or the constituency with whatever constituency allowance that is meant for the community. If anything untoward or anything negative, anything that anti-development of the community is found in this person, there will be the power to recall, which will be enshrined in whatever agreement entered into between the community representative and the community. And this is not a matter that anybody can just say they can take to court. It will be a contractual agreement. Once it is breached, that person would have to be recalled, and the community will have the power to nominate another person to continue to lead them. Now, I'm sure you might be asking, how is this going to work? Who would this person be? What party would this person belong to? The person may not necessarily have to belong to any existing or known political party. This is a community consensus candidate, a CCC. I mean, just to abbreviate, community consensus candidate, the moment we agree that that is the person representing us, every single person in that community will be prepared to support this candidate with everything we've got, with our time, with our energy, with our resources, with our money. And all I want to assure you is this: the money that that person might need to register with the Electoral Commission would have to be contributed by the entire community. And I believe that should not be a big problem. More so when there is not going to be so much politicking or political campaigning, because that is our community consensus candidate. We don't need to be, campaigning so much in order to get our candidate whom we want to lead us in our community to be the elected person. Now, the way to do this, the way forward to be able to achieve this, will be for us, we need to do one major thing. We must engage in active and serious campaigning to bring a particular change into the Nigerian Constitution. And that is the issue of independent candidacy, which is currently missing in the electioneering in Nigeria. We need independent candidates, and whoever is going to be the community consensus candidate obviously will be an independent candidate. He doesn't need to go to any political party to be sponsored. And then the moment we are able to get the Constitution amended so as to include independent candidacy, then we are just on the way. And it simply means that we might just start to have something different about our electioneering in Nigeria, about our community development. Part of the contract I mentioned earlier will be a situation whereby this consensus candidate, once he is elected, would definitely have to meet with the community on a monthly basis to come and brief us. Tell us exactly what is happening where you are. How much have you been allocated this month? And then come to the community where there will be discussions, there will be debates about what is the development we would like to see in the community at this particular time. There will also be a consensus. We will agree on what we want, whatever money allocated to our either ward, local government, or the state, what we want to use it for at that particular time. So there must be regular monthly feedback to the community by the representative. If at any time this person is found to be, as I said earlier on, engaged in anti-community activities, or we suddenly realize that within 6 months this person has started to build a mansion that is obvious his take-home cannot sustain, then there will be investigation, and we could trigger the power of recall. I believe if we can do this, we might start to bring power back to the grassroots. I could hear you possibly say, oh no, this is not going to work in Nigeria. Why would it not work in Nigeria? Why would it not work in Nigeria? I believe it's so simple that we all can understand. I had been privileged to be nominated by a community in the UK to the point that I was elected chair of a community association where people like myself were in absolute minority, less than 5% of the community. But it was the indigenous community, having identified some of my volunteering activities, that decided that they wanted me to stand. And they came out en masse. They voted me in making sure that the old committee that have been supported by the establishment was kicked out. Anyway, that was part of a story on its own. But after that, I was also encouraged to now stand and contest for the House of Parliament, that is the House of Commons in the UK. The community also supported me to the point of funding part of my campaign, even though I didn't go all out to campaign so much. But just to let you know that where there is a will, there is a way. Let us begin to look at an opportunity of this nature, whereby as a community we decide to come together, we select our candidates. Lest I forget, you know, I mentioned earlier on that we could even, you know, people could nominate up to 5, 6, 10 people, candidates or potential candidates. Yes, one person would eventually win the slot, but because these people would have been able to give us their profile, they would have been able to tell us, we would have been able to identify who they are and what they've been doing. It will be easier for us to have those who are going to be working with the first person, you know, nominated and possibly eventually elected. So we have other qualified you know, people who are going to be working with this person. Not that that person will just suddenly decide to go and bring his family to come and be special advisor or to come and be chairman of this or that. No, it is going to be those other nominated people that are going to be working with him, supported by the entire community. So I believe this kind of process could work if we will give it a try. But the starting point, as I stated earlier, will be how we can get the constitution to be amended so as to accommodate independent candidacy. Without independent candidacy, this is unlikely to work. And let's give it a try. Let's start thinking about it. If you believe that this could work, please kindly share this idea. Kindly share this video, and let's see how we might be able to get it even to the presidency, or to the vice presidency, or the governors. Some time ago, I heard Governor El Rufai talking about new people should come into the politicking in Nigeria, that nobody is going to give you the opportunity. You've got to find a way of pushing those who are there out and bring those people you know who that are going to serve the community in, that nobody is going to move for you. So let us try and do something so revolutionary but so simple that it could actually work. The second thing I would like to say, for us to see whether we might be able to get as part of the constitutional amendment, is the issue of diasporan voting. Those who are outside Nigeria, why can't they have the opportunity of electing their government? That is by the side, but I just thought I could bring it in so that we might be able to look at it once we start to agitate for constitutional amendment, particularly to attempt to enshrine the independent candidacy arrangement into the constitution, because that is the only time that we will be able to succeed in the suggestion that I have been making. Let's try it. Let's give it a chance. Let's start thinking. Let's start campaigning about independent candidacy. Let us talk to our current elected officers. Let us make them see the importance of having grassroots elections, opening this up to everybody. I was an independent candidate. I wasn't part of any political party in the UK, whether it was Labour or Conservative or Liberal Democrat. No, I stood as an independent and I was supported by my community. It can be done. Let's give it a try. And we might just start to chart a new course for the development of Nigeria through the political weapon. Thank you so much. Please share this video message and let's see how we might be able to make it work. I am yours sincerely, Olu Taiwo.